Do you like espionage?
Beg your pardon?
Are you a fan of clunky spy action?
Ah! Yes! Yes!
Did my eyes fall out of my head, or is this as beautiful as it looks? All this and more as we look into another gem from the past. Welcome everyone to Syphon Filter, 25 years later. Released in 1999 by Bend Studios, and published by Twisted Metal's mistress, 99 Studios, Syphon Filter is a third-person stealth shooter centering around Gabriel Logan, a special agent tasked by the US government to apprehend Anton Gro, an international terrorist. A perfect plot to match our ever-growing list of rivalry quests on this channel. Another dickhead to take down.
Have an evac standing by. It won't be long.
Are you sure about that?
Now, as far as I could tell while looking into this game, I've never played it before. Heard of it, like I knew it existed, but not played it. So my curiosity as to what I had gotten myself into was pretty high, to say the least.
Alright, here's the 411, folks. Say some gangsta is dissing your fly girl. You just give him one of these.
Our story begins in 1999. Gabriel Logan and his partner Leanne investigate a series of biological outbreaks, triggered by the international terrorist group Black Baton, and led by our pal Romer. When fellow agent Ellis loses contact during a mission in Costa Rica, the top-secret agency dispatches Gabe and Leanne to find him.
These are the coordinates Ellis sent.
They discover Ellis is dead, and Romer's suspected drug operation is a cover for the viral operation.
I don't know what they were growing, but it wasn't narcotics.
Another outbreak in Nepal leads to more questions when an infected person who should have perished somehow survived.
This man is still alive.
How is that possible?
It's not.
Before the agency could pursue Romer, he assaults Washington, D.C. and threatens to detonate viral bombs scattered across the city, finally leading us to our first mission. That was almost word for word from the wiki, by the way. I don't know if it's just me, but it's actually a bit of a godsend that these mission overview screens go into so much detail. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Our intelligence within the FBI was not clear.
Ding, ding, ding!
This intro is not the clearest. These screens may be pretty mundane to look at, but they're definitely better than these cutscenes.
What do you want to do? Nothing.
Truthfully, both had me imagining my 10-year-old self trying to digest this information. This was pretty confusing.
I want 2 additional teams assigned to this. Find Romer.
I understand.
Oh, good.
It's times like this where I have to remind myself that not everyone was that age in 1999.
Lord help me, what?
Apparently the missions in this game are subdivided into sections. Or at least I'm going to. Comprising of 5 levels containing multiple stages within them, making for a total of something like 18. So, lots to do. And hopefully understand without having to use the wiki.
Where the road ends, adventure begins. Okay, do your stuff.
Old school gaming, always fun. Meeting with our literal shadowy government figures in DC, we get the lowdown on our upcoming mission.
Standard intercept and eliminate.
To find and kill Romer and his accomplices, all while assisting the CBDC bomb squad.
Jenkins' team is already on search and defuse. You are the trigger.
This whole thing was pretty amusing.
I recognize Anton Gro and Mara Aramov.
Bitch, please.
Making landfall in the streets, our first mission objective was underway. This dude controls like a fucking jet ski. With enemies appearing from everywhere, my initial stiff attempts at handling the situation slowly gave way to a more floaty Matrix style of gunplay, which I also found is not really the way this game is meant to be played. Well, what the fuck do I do now? Aha. This mission is actually quite deceitful, because I'm pretty sure the enemy hit rate here is 1. Apparently so is mine, but for them, it definitely doesn't stay that way. Also, we killed Kravitz.
I've taken out Kravitz and destroyed the comm equipment, but I don't see their uplink dish.
I'll trace it.
I think he was this guy, but, I guess we'll never know. Exploring a bit, doing some climbing and glass shooting, my curiosity got the best of me as I gravitated toward a restricted area. The perfect place to fall down an elevator shaft. First one, and I'm 90% sure this is basically a training level. Oh my god, this game has checkpoints. Taking a knee and discovering the gates to the subway bar us entry.
Romer's men have locked down the subway entrance security gates.
It seems my bloodhound senses were onto something after all.
See if you can find a service elevator.
I just did it backwards. And wrong. Doing things properly this time, we ventured down to bypass the switch. Also, so we could stop and call our girlfriend to update her on our use of a fucking elevator.
Seriously, baby, you get me so hard my dick presses against my zipper and it hurts like a motherfucker.
This kneeling thing is a reoccurring event throughout the game, and it's so serious. It took me a hilarious amount of time to find the bypass switch. It's like super dark.
You've bypassed the subway security.
As a matter of fact, this whole game is.
Because of the blackness, and I think I'm dead.
Every day? Yes, every day!
Entering the subway and laying waste to those inside. My fumbling of the controls continued the chaos of each fight. This was sloppy almost always. But damn it if I didn't have a good time.
Dinner's gonna be cold tonight, asshole!
Setting our first beacon and calling in the CBDC.
Tell CBDC to get its guys down here.
Copy.
Things all of a sudden took a dramatic turn.
Wait.
When the next wasn't like the others.
This one's different from the others. It has a shorter timer.
These voiceovers are hilarious.
Too late.
Did they like speed his voice up, or is he that much of a plank?
This one's different from the others. It has a shorter timer.
Somehow surviving that explosion.
Enough to eliminate everyone within 100 miles or more.
Yeah.
It seems we have found ourselves cut off from all reinforcements, and left to locate Romer on our own.
Last visual had Romer moving towards level 1, and Gerdu was moving through the main tunnel just beneath the street.
A task that is far easier once I figured out how to shut the gas line off. Or better yet, find it. Like I know this game has a flashlight, but goddamn it's dark.
Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something! Let me tell you something!
In all seriousness, this segment of the mission was lame. I don't know, I kept failing near the subway cars, and it seemed like for different reasons. This was uber frustrating, and a lot of backtracking was required here. Super slow, janky backtracking. This was eventually rectified with the location of some C4.
That should be all the C4 you need to blow open that passage.
Allowing the CDC team through in our progression through the subway. Progression that would lead us to a face-off with Mara Aramov.
I've spotted Mara Aramov in the tunnel. I'm going after her.
Another bad guy. That I was apparently told about. Chasing our baddie down the now functioning subway. Worked great. And forced us into a classic hide, move, then hide and move approach. Taking out the randoms in between. This was not very difficult, and just postponed the inevitable confrontation. Luckily, this ended as well as it began, with a dragged-out anticlimactic 10-yard shootout, resulting in her death. And then subsequent resurrection for the cutscene.
Where are the other bombs?
You're too late, Logan.
We'll see.
I swear Logan is like one batsuit away from being Batman.
Where's Romer? Where are the other bombs?
Where's your trigger?
Racing to our next objective, while having the calmest conversation ever.
Have Benton send a team to pick up Mara Aramov. I left her wounded and unconscious in the 5th Avenue tunnel, but chances are she's already on the move.
Copy.
We leap our way into Washington Park. Yeah, that definitely wasn't enough. Yeah. We're tasked with tagging the viral bombs and protecting the CDC agent, continuing the standard this game has laid out thus far. Only this time, it's timed.
He shouldn't die!
It's like this mission is a combination of everything I dislike in games. Protecting NPCs, janky controls, cloudy visuals, all wrapped up in a soothing comfort of decreasing time. This was extremely concerning.
All clear, Gabe.
Wandering over to disarm the second bomb, we receive an emergency call from Leanne about the hostages near the tennis courts.
They have a hostage situation near the tennis courts.
What tennis courts?
Can you help?
I don't know.
I can't see 5 feet ahead of me and can barely protect these agents, but no. Let's add more shit to the list.
Tell CBDC I failed.
The map is like a must for the first dozen times attempting this level. As a matter of fact, it was at this point that I was really forced to slow myself down and try to consolidate everything this game had done to this point. I went into this experience with more of a freedom fighter's approach, like a run-and-gun shooting fest that I can confidently say I'm used to, but here was different. Syphon Filter is more of a precision experience, or attempts to be. And I knew I was going to have to change my methods to succeed.
I'm back on task.
Copy.
Locating their uplink dish.
You must be right on top of their uplink dish.
A bit of platforming was required to reach it, underlying the importance of being more precise. Well, the game might not be trying, but I'll tell you, it's demanding I do. Because heading into the hedge maze, this game adds another ass task in the form of killing Marcos, a trigger man for Romer.
Add him to my hit list.
Whose name kind of makes me feel like this game is just fucking with me now.
Marco. Marco. Marco.
I win.
With one viral bomb remaining, the race to locate and disarm it began. I'd be puzzled for longer than I'd like to admit. Turns out it's all the way back in the beginning. The best part about this is, when you fail, which I did, you get to run all the way back.
What? Fuck you! God damn!
I want to put this mission behind me in like every way. So just know I eventually protected the guy and made my way to the Freedom Memorial.
I'm at the entrance. Tell CBDC to get their team moving.
Yes. Face to face with our next boss battle against Anton Gro.
Gabriel Logan.
I was shocked by his overwhelming amount of armor and the lack of ours. I mean, I can't use explosives or conventional weapons, so that leaves what?
Gabe, your dude's wearing full body armor.
This game explains like a whole lot of nothing in a whole lot of ways.
You've got to
I could not concentrate on what this old man was saying.
Apparently, forced to shoot his gas tanks on his back that caused an explosion just big enough to hurt him, but not set off the viral bomb, is unbelievable. The confidence in this untested plan is confident. So it was Operation Run Around in Circles. This was some frame rate killing clownery right here. Having some success with the M16, I switched over to the trusty shotgun and really seemed to get some work done. I think. Oh, he's dead. And he moved to the floor.
Get CBDC in here. Tell Benton I need an evac.
Back at HQ, Leanne breaks down some info on the viral outbreaks and their possible connection to Farcom.
Compounds patented by a multinational corporation named Farcom.
This was like a lobotomy of information.
I checked Farcom is also providing WHO's efforts to track.
Apparently, a compound made by Farcom using plants from Romer's plantation in Costa Rica was found in the blood of Romer's men, putting our attention to Farcom and its CEO, Jonathan Fagen.
Suck on it, Trebek.
Have I mentioned the conviction in these lines are pure gold?
Whose report? Benton's? The same man who coordinated our botched raid in Costa Rica? The man who got Jenkins' entire team taken out?
What is happening?
I've placed him on leave.
Okay. Discovering Fagen is hosting an expo.
I've tapped into their security files and accessed blueprints of the entire building.
The plan was clear.
I'll go as a guest and plant a remote wire on him. If there's a connection, I'll find it.
Finally.
If Fagen is involved with Romer, I want them both taken alive. If you do find a mole, eliminate him.
Time to crash a party like Bond. Forced to still follow Fagen through this janky express brings together the wondrous enjoyment of trail missions with the brutal unforgiveness of the 90s.
Damn, you've blown your cover.
A hellish combo that continued to build this game's unbelievable expectations of me.
You ready for this, bud?
Fail testing my way through the first 20 feet of this mission
Damn, blown your cover.
was frustrating. I kept trying to rush things and it wasn't doing me any favors.
Damn, blown your cover.
No shit.
It's like a reflex when I get into these situations.
Captain, if there's any trouble, I'm gonna kick butt and then stack them 10 high. All right, I'm rolling out.
But after slowing things down a bit, our progress seemed more steady. Until it wasn't.
Damn, you've blown your cover.
Welcome back!
What a crock of shit.
Eventually, somehow, making it to a cutscene and a heavenly checkpoint, it seems Benton is involved after all.
I found the agency's leak.
You are.
Benton.
Causing Fagen to run in a face-off with Benton.
Gabe, Fagen's run for it. Romer and Aramov went after him, but Benton's still in there with you. Watch out.
This started with like an all-out war and ended with a gentleman's duel. A kneeling game.
Well, what have we got here?
Yeah, but that's good.
Losing contact with Fagen,
Mara must have destroyed the bug. I've lost his signal.
it was off to the security system to get Leanne control of the cameras. A journey with its own fair share of obstacles. Ups and downs, and honestly, mostly downs. This was quite the mixture of puzzle solving, platforming, and gunfighting madness. Never felt like I was in control once, but this mission was laying it on thick and had me scratching my head a few times. As if I literally need another obstacle in my way. I mean, I made it all the way to the moon. And perhaps the security system.
Leon, I've jacked in.
Come again?
What have you got?
I've got him. They're in the dinosaur exhibit. You can't let her assassinate him, Gabe. Only Fagen knows where the virus is being manufactured.
And only Mara knows where Romer's base is. I'll figure something out.
Realizing reinforcements had located us, a vicious trial of trying to kill these assholes began. I don't feel like my aiming is improving. But my entrances have. It took me a hot minute to realize I had to climb these rafters. But don't worry, it was all worth it, because I died right after. This fucking game, man.
Right.
Wrong.
Doing work with the 12 gauge, we made our grand entrance once again. With vengeance. I fucking wish. Noticing a gaggle of snipers above us, their elimination became paramount as we made our way into the dino lock. Stopped by a gate control panel and a missing lock code. Really kind of robbed me of my momentum and caused me to run around aimlessly and search for it. And this took way too long. I must have searched this lobby 4 times before finally finding it. Like I went right by it. A couple of times.
My spider senses are starting to tingle.
Now normally this is just me bitching, but I mention this for a reason. Because once gaining access through the locked gate into the aquarium, this game does my absolute least favorite thing. And just spawns enemies behind me. Like I just spent 30 minutes dicking around in that other room and no one's there, yet here you are! Fucking kill me. Panic shooting my way out of that situation. We find Fagen being held at gunpoint by Mara Aramov.
Don't kill me!
The former KGB operative and professional assassin.
Look at her. Like a fucking dinosaur.
Oh, she's got bedhead, too.
Oh, my God. I can see the edge of her fucking Spanx. Look at that. Look at that ass.
Ugh.
I bet when she gets up here, she smells like bucked buttholes.
I believe that's what the children call truffle butter.
Gabe, we needed Fagen alive.
Oh, come on. This is so dumb.
I'll pay.
Gabe, we needed Mara alive.
What? Learning through a little digging, because honestly this part just drove me up a wall. Apparently this mine-looking thing isn't a mine, it is instead a taser. And I guess the way around this predicament...
There goes Fagen. Is Mara still alive?
How...
Gabe!
You knew... Oh my god.
Now to get some answers.
I'd like to say that this fixed my issue completely, but turns out getting up to them is more than half the battle. The second you try to get to them from like these rafters, more flanking pricks show up and seem to have better aim than any of these assholes thus far. I really didn't like this, but as long as you take those guys out first, I guess it's not too bad. Back in Washington, we discussed the issues of our operation thus far.
The agency had a leak. At the top.
Benton, of course.
You knew?
Of course.
You are valuable to me, Logan, but you are not briefed on all of the agency's activities. We do what it takes, Logan.
Well, if that's not the biggest pile of shit answer.
All of us.
And now I believe it even less.
It's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb!
Discovering Romer is hiding out in an old Soviet base in Kazakhstan. The plan to infiltrate was an obvious one. The way in which to do so, not so much.
Your chopper will put you down 1 mile outside the base.
A mile?
Hopefully the blizzard will mask your approach.
In a blizzard? Alright. Rolling into the middle of bumfuck Kazakhstan, my initial attempts to go in quietly were not really working out. Requiring the use of gas grenades due to grouped up enemies. Of course. Realizing that the triggering of the alarm won't fail the mission this time, but instead just brings a GoldenEye level of enemies upon you, quickly proved the importance of staying silent as long as possible here. And this was not an easy task.
Damn it!
Oh, come on! You saw me through the fucking wall? Probably caught a glimpse of me right there. Who's that? The Weird! Feeling my ability to stealth shed off me as my failures increased.
Damn it!
My battle plan transitioned to a more trial and error approach. Basically, this game thus far, which helped me get a lay of the land at least. With a few charges planted and checkpoints secured, my cheesy mind began to wonder. Wondering if I might be able to just gas bomb my way through the rest of this.
Douchebags, bring your A game.
What was that?
I'm just messing with you, Sasquatch. Let's get it on. Raindrops! T!
Honestly, it's like my impatience had hit fever pitch here. Because after dicking around, I received another checkpoint.
That's the last explosive.
Locking me into my previous mistakes and creating a rather rocky launch pad for attempts to come.
Rain dance!
This was the dumbest thing. Like, no joke. All I had to do is get to the other side of the base. But no. No matter what idiotic plan I attempted, failure was certain to follow. And the worst part is, I knew it was because of my abysmal health. I probably tried this 40 times only to come to the same conclusion, and this pained me to acknowledge. I was gonna have to restart. This time cautiously sneaking my way around, planting bombs and receiving checkpoints that wouldn't paint me into a corner. Progress was being gained and headshots were being made. This was actually a lot more fun once you know the layout. Then you could make some real moves. Planting the last charge and realizing the gate to the bunker is locked down.
Leon.
It seemed that I had missed the keycard somewhere along the way, requiring some backtracking to get a hold of it. It's funny, I didn't even realize I killed Genbrick, but I guess I did. With everything we need to proceed, I entered the bunker area and stealthily took out any lurking enemies. Oh, come the fuck on.
Damn it!
A fucking spotlight? Whatever, I made it through it. Screw that mission. Finding ourselves in the depths of Romer's bunker. It appears our silent approach from before amounts to ass here, as entering the bunker triggers the silent alarm anyway. No spotlight needed.
Damn it!
Tasked with cataloging the missiles and escaping to the roof, the race through this Mission Impossible style labyrinth of lasers was concerning. Realizing after indexing the first missile that fucking 9 of them remain, the scope of this endeavor had truly come into focus, as well as the clear pattern this level lays out. Shoot out the lasers, enter the missile room, index the missiles, kill guys while leaving the missile room. Oh my god. This was pretty easy. But again, I'd be lying if I didn't fuck it up a few times. Just a little rinse and repeat, and we made it through.
I've got the last code. I'm gonna try to find a way up to the radar tower on the roof. Get ready to lift off.
I'm ready.
Not too shabby.
Leon, I've found the elevator to the roof. Get ready to dust off.
Gabe, the force is crawling with patrols.
Of course they are. Making our escape via the elevator to the roof, and shutting down the radar system for Evac. Leanne calls in for an update, but is interrupted by...
No, stop! No! Ah!
Romer.
But don't worry.
Apparently he's killed her or something.
Dump her body.
Leon?
Rip out all of these controls.
Leon!
And now it's us versus an attack helicopter.
I was kind enough to send one of my choppers.
Because this is fucking fair. Not having any idea what the fuck to do, aside from just shoot at it, its strafing back and forth was easy enough to avoid. Funny enough, after damaging it a bit, it stops its side-to-side attacks and goes for the slower, more up-and-down one. While it's literally on fire.
I could do this all day.
Apparently just hopping down from our tower battle, this game continues to withhold the sweet relief of ending this mission and instead forces me to fight my way through it. Timed. A reality I immediately resented and therefore ignored. Really? There's no way I'm doing that again. Oh my god, I died again. This is the peak of stupidity. Like, literally everything about this is dumb. And it's awesome. Third time's the charm. Oh, both missed. Finally. Getting the hell out of here. Back at base and getting an update on the overall situation. We're gifted with perhaps the most important, overbloated exposition dump in this game thus far.
A virus genetically programmable to eliminate anyone or anything. Imagine a weapon that could target specific demographics, ethnic groups, that could wipe out whole continents except for those chosen to survive.
This was so much talking. Tasked with infiltrating Romer's cathedral stronghold and locating Fagen. The creation of a sort of antidote for the virus must also be administered to any human subjects that we find, adding a bit of variety to this operation. Like we needed it. Dropping in on the roof, it was clear it was time for some more janky platforming action. Between getting shot at and these awesome controls, things were going great. I can't even make it in the place. Taking advantage of some leaning action. I didn't even know I could do that. I was able to eliminate our window friend and finally make it inside. Locating a few test subjects, just lurking around.
Save me.
I gave them the antidote and then executed a scientist.
You are directed to eliminate any of Romer's medical personnel that get in the way.
Making progress. Getting into lethal blows with our next customer. This whole thing was fucking ridiculous. I began to realize that everyone has armor now, making like headshots a must, and this lead mechanic a trusty ally. Most of the time. On a side note, even the scientists have armor.
I'm not armed.
Receiving our first checkpoint and a trusty card key. I believe that's key card, but alright. It was a tight battle down the hallway to gain access to this massive door of boxes. And assholes. Oh my god. A battle broke out across the balcony, which slowed things to a crawl, but I'd be lying if I didn't get a little confused until I saw where I was supposed to go. This game is a lot of that, by the way. Just left to your own devices. Where do I go? Results may vary. Probably won't. While continuing to cure and kill my way through this holy temple, headshots reigned supreme as each gunfight seemed to escalate more and more as we made our way further. This shit was intense. Shooting through the library and trying to hold things together. The tendency for this game to go from 0 to 100 was on prime display, requiring a ton of caution and clever thinking. Was that a fucking dud? What? This game, man. Curing our final test subject and obtaining another checkpoint. The monumental labyrinth this level has become made this one especially relieving. I feel like each one of these is like 20 headshots apart. I wasn't sure where to mention this, but I guess this is a good spot. This game is full of flanking assholes, and it pisses me off. I swear, like half a dozen times, somehow some rando dude gets behind me on these extremely linear maps. I mention this because this level gave us 2. That last checkpoint absolutely saved me from despising this part of this mission, because it's cheap as shit. Kung Fu! Don't worry, guys. I made it. But the game did it again. Again! Again. This game is insane. Yeah, I'm just super happy the checkpoints worked out this way, because this part of this mission was super cheap. Making it outside and realizing we've gone down like 20 feet sucked. It's like this mission refuses to end. Forced to navigate my way through these buttresses again, it seemed we were now entering the main cathedral. Which explains why none of this felt like one. But now it's like Oblivion.
And close shut the door.
Ah, well, now the checkpoints suck. Rolling my way all the way the fuck back out of impatience, it turns out Uriel Septim here was the last guy in the mission. So yeah, not a fan of this one. Fucking goddammit. Arriving at the midpoint in our Stronghold Assault, it seems all objectives remain the same for this one. Still trying to make our way to the catacombs.
Stay focused on the mission. Don't get distracted.
I'm not. Continuing our journey through the cathedral, the combination of leaning around corners and headshots helped eliminate the enemies efficiently, as well as keeping my health up with their undamaged flak jackets. This leaning especially became important once I had made it outside, because lots of assholes up above. Realizing I had to make my way up there as well, the handy flanking enemy technique seems to be alive and well in this part of the mission. It's like the second I've cleared an area and I'm about to leave, it produces one more asshole behind me to fuck up my whole situation. Yep, you'd survive that. This happened almost back to back. And then a scientist killed me. I was fucking around with a taser, but goddamn did it sting when I realized I never received a checkpoint.
Right.
Make me sad when you treat me like this. It's a bummer, all right? I'm probably gonna cry tonight, and that's on you.
Fighting my way all the way back to where we were. I was finally able to receive our first truly needed checkpoint, after gassing a scientist and picking up a keycard. Actually, he gassed himself. Alright. Crossing this beam and heading down to the labs using the keycard, the number of scientists were dwindling swiftly. Until another flanker throws a grenade and kills both of us. Come on, man.
I'm gonna smash your little bones into dust, and then I'm gonna make that dust into a broth, and I'm gonna slurp it down, laughing. And you'll be in sight of me, and I will poo you out.
Once again, this happens seconds from our next checkpoint. Confirmed from having to do that all over again. After a few shootouts, the game transitions to a random cutscene, which reminded me of Daredevil. Got like superheroes on my brain. Back on ground level and looping around through some enemy-filled corridors, it led us back inside where easily one of the most bullshit flanking attempts occurred. Oh my god! Just fucking rolling my way out of it like a moron. And there's another guy. Apparently, rolling was the perfect thing to do here, as I was able to get out of there and recover. But this last push into the catacombs here was a rough one. There's like 6 guys in this last room, and for this game, that's a lot. It's like Rainbow Six with shit controls. This was insane and unfair, and honestly, continues my dislike of this overall mission. Like, so far these missions are getting worse. Like, cheaper, and I don't like it! Down in the catacombs, it appears Romer's underground security is palm print activated, increasing this game's unfairness by having to follow personnel through the level.
You must follow the guard and let him open the cell. If you are seen, you won't be able to get in.
This was very annoying.
Damn! Damn it! Damn.
Things got even better once locating Fagen and discovering Leanne is alive.
Leon? You're lying.
A bit of information that was used as a bargaining chip for his freedom.
Promise to let me go, and I'll lead you to her.
Which led us to by far the worst part of this mission, the protection of this guy.
Follow me.
This was absolutely brutal for me. His total lack of self-preservation was infuriating, and his bitching for taking too long just adds to the insult that is this mission.
Kill them! This way.
You see what I'm working with now?
Oh, wow.
Needless to say, this was the opposite of fun, but I persevered, and we eventually made it to Leanne. Discovering the cure we thought we had,
But they found a vaccine.
Isn't.
You have to know the specific genetic lock and key for each programmed virus.
The plot grows ever more complicated.
But that means...
As we made our escape, back through all the shit we just did.
Let's get out of here.
This was actually much better. Leanne is kind of a tank. I think she had a few guys questioning their life decisions. Eventually, Leanne led us up and out of this nightmare to fight another day. Unlike Fagen.
Please!
Mara.
What? Flying into Fagans Warehouse district that's now been overrun with Romer's men, we are tasked with locating the silo's mainframe computer before they do. But I guess we'll need Ericsson's computer access codes first. Whoever the fuck that is. Ah, an employee of Fagen. Also, apparently, we gotta mark these infected bodies along the way. So, more errands.
Damn it!
Starting things off with no volume. For some reason, it looked as though Romer's men were already taking on the Farcom security. Which was kind of a good thing. Locating Erickson, but not being able to hear him because emulation is spotty, was less than dramatic. Or was it?
Join my team.
What?
Join my new team and tell the Colonel I can do this.
I can't do that.
Okay. Don't make me beg here, because I will do it. I will suck your dick.
Receiving our first checkpoint and a viral scanner, which also looks surprisingly unhelpful. I searched this place up and down for like 15 minutes trying to finally find our first viral carrier. And luckily for this situation, the game kind of laid out the path going forward. Oh, I'm guessing I go out there. On a side note, playing grenade tag with these assholes was fun. And done. This whole thing was a mess, but a good time. It was actually quite nice not being the only one being shot at. Kind of allowed for a more chill experience, and that was a good thing, because this mission was a bit of a maze. I don't know if I mentioned this, but this 2D map does a horrible job of translating the verticality of some of these levels. Like, no help. They hit this hatch, which leads to the other half of the map in this dark corner, and it took me far too long to find it. Needless to say, I was able to locate the remaining bodies and turn my attention to the electric fence, which needs shutting off. But how? Oh, up there. Oh, come on. This is dumb. With the power now off, I was able to head back through the tunnel and bypass the electric gates, finally allowing access into our target, Warehouse 76. Or so I thought. Forced to do basically the same thing, again, only this time with the inclusion of the elite guard. As if I didn't get done just mentioning the lack of being shot at. Thanks, game.
Son of a...
Like that's not already priority number one.
You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
Scoping everything out for 5 minutes, only to get shot at by a guy on a roof behind me, was fun and set the tone for the absolute jankiness to come. I've learned nothing. Slowly, but not so surely. Headway was being made and carriers were being tagged. These elite soldiers were living up to their name. I mean, I guess these guys are harder, but when headshots are the game, does it matter? Maybe. Realizing after an hour I had to climb this building to the roof, a bee's nest of elite dickheads were up there waiting for me. It became like the 12th time in this game that just flat out leads you into a trap. Look, I'll admit, I'm a noob at this and make a ton of mistakes, but I will go to my grave saying that this game sets you up to fail. On multiple occasions. I was able to shoot one of these guys from the ground, but the other dude always seemed to elude me. I say always because this took more than once. All this got even better after I finally overcame that obstacle and walked into another one. Doing this all over again was the devil's ass.
It's true.
Luckily, killing these pretentious bastards led me into the last carrier.
That's the last viral carrier.
And the end to this terrible part of this mission. Papa's got a brand new bag of confidence. Blasting our way through this tunnel was ironic, because as we made it through this shooting gallery, we had finally made it to Warehouse 76. And then everything explodes.
Another trap.
Somehow surviving what looks like a kiss with the sun, we find ourselves searching for the entrance to the silo caves. The apparent significance of Warehouse 76, but now it's on fire. Turns out this was like the first easy mission in like the last 10 missions, and a nice reprieve from this game's particular type of abuse. I could probably say it only took me 2 attempts to make it through this, and that could have been 1 if I didn't land in the fire. Seriously, fire everywhere on this one, and the occasional guy. Or 2. This one guy, like, had me, but then gave up and decided to run. To his detriment. I kind of feel like I may have lucked out on this one. Got a bit confused on where to go at times, but that's okay, because the enemies were too. He burned himself?
Oh, come on, you scream like a girl. Do it like this.
Sorry guys, I got Spawn in the brain. Probably because I've been watching it. Anyone else think they should get another go? Because this guy does. Anyway, we made it to the elevator and onto the silo caves.
I found the elevator down. Did you reach anyone yet?
Still no contact. We're finally starting to attract some attention, though.
Heading down into the depths, our escape elevator also turned into a trap. An ironic combination of our first and most recent death. Oddly, surviving. That. We enter what is easily the most annoying intro to a mission thus far. An immediate firefight. Then I promise you won't replay enough to consider rebuilding the elevator and taking it back up.
Fuck this.
Now, I wouldn't accuse this game of long loading times, but I will say loading into Leanne's bullshit each time ages like milk.
The place will be swarming with Romer's men.
Oh, really?
This shit right here is a prime example of the frustration this game puts upon you. An insane moment that, even after passing, hangs over you like a wet blanket of insecurity. Because after dying a billion goddamn times, I had the great luxury of making it past it, only to die again. Oh. This is compounded with the lack of a map, which may not be the end of the world, but it doesn't help. Blocked by lasers, our objective quickly shifted to cutting the power to allow us further access into the tunnels. A minor challenge that had me confused until I realized you could just climb down from this bridge. A process that led directly back to the beginning of the mission. Because I died!
Boy!
To say the least, this was another trial and error mission.
Right.
That brought back basically everything missing from our last mission.
Somebody stop me!
I was eventually able to make it past the remaining BS this level had to offer, and shut off the power.
I've made it into the power room.
But a tiptoe process it was. Funny enough, the removal of the power helped our laser situation, but added one I didn't really expect. A level of complete darkness.
I'm not afraid.
This game is out of its mind. Forced to climb down this shaft, beam by beam. Our tunnel journey through the darkness began with the acquisition of a night vision rifle.
Oh, how convenient!
Honestly, I could describe how this went in like a few steps. Inch forward, check ahead with the scope, and repeat. I felt less like a special agent here and more like a special agent, if you know what I'm saying. It's insane to me that these guys just like sprint at you once you're spotted.
Hey!
Really jumps up the pucker factor and doesn't ruin my ability to aim at all.
I don't understand.
After enduring this through like a quarter mile of tunnels, this game does what it does best, and quite literally takes the rug out from under you. Just removes the floor. This has got it even worse when it's where you're supposed to go anyway, but just gotta climb down slowly. I'm doing this again! I didn't even realize. Anyway, reaching what seemed like the end of this labyrinth of darkness, a sneaky group of men posted up, attempting one last screw over. Something that I actually somehow succeeded in, but almost failed. I had one guy left, and he was really making me work for it. But we did it. Now onto the silo, and hopefully a mission I can actually see in.
I want to know where I'm going once I get in there.
Blessed with the gift of sight, our supposed empty silo isn't.
I don't think this is an abandoned silo.
Which confirms our suspicions of Fagen.
Fagen was planning something big.
Apparently unable to stop it from launching, I'm tasked with using the self-destruct codes to detonate it in the atmosphere.
Get down to level 3 before it launches.
Which is definitely more inconvenient than it sounds.
Once it's launched, you'll have to get to level 2 to trigger its detonation.
Ugh. It's like there's just enough things in the way to make this awkward as fuck.
Why won't you die?
Like I barely made it by. Eventually. Turns out Markinson, the dude who's been chilling out all these missions, isn't the person we think he is.
Of course I knew you would solve the puzzle eventually.
I don't even... Who? And wanted the virus for himself.
For the agency, actually.
And the missile?
Oh.
The missile was my idea.
I love how these guys just, like, confessed all their shit.
It was me! Markinson came here to stop it, but he was too late. As are you.
Who's the target, Romer?
Does it matter?
Oh yeah, hold back that detail.
What the hell are you talking about?
With a checkpoint in hand, right before this annoying escape from the missile part, laid the stage for the frustration to come. Because having to race up to the detonation switch, all while being flanked, really helped rub the whole situation in. Now I can't even get under the door! I fucked this up so many times. Nope. The hallway part after this isn't much better. This whole thing is trash. Gives you like 3 minutes. You have to make it all the way to this mainframe room, which you can only enter with the key codes located in the mission control room. On these scientists that won't stop running around. It's weird because this part kind of forces me back to my original technique at this game. The old run and gun. Or run and pause and gun. Finally able to enter the mainframe with like 30 seconds to spare. I booked my ass over to the missile command computer and put this miserable thing to rest.
I'm triggering the missile's detonator now.
NATO spy sats are tracking it. There it goes. Thank God, Gabe, you've done it.
Did we though? Because it seems like our old pal Romer isn't done yet.
Don't you know when to quit, Logan? We'd have made a great team.
I don't think so.
And he's bringing the heat. This guy's a fucking grenade launcher. Like me. Goddamn madman. No joke, this was intense. I tried a couple of techniques here. Classics and all. I just gotta say, I'm extremely thankful there was a checkpoint before this, because it really helped make this a more enjoyable mess-around experience. Like something that I knew I could win with just a little finesse. Which, for this, is surprising. Settling with a gas grenade bum rush approach, I attacked him from above with a swift throw to the knot, putting an end to this charade, and closing off this confusing game with an even more confusing ending.
What's happened here? Markinson's involvement with Fagen, Romer, their plans, the virus?
What's it all mean? I don't know. With Markinson dead, I don't know if we'll ever know.
That makes sense. This very well might top the list for the most unsatisfying ending. All that exposition and intrigue, and we get 0 answers. It's like the game doesn't even know what's happening.
What do you want to do?
Nothing.
The most satisfying ending ever. Well, everyone, I hope you all enjoyed my look into Syphon Filter 25 years later. This game is probably the greatest example of playing outside my comfort zone yet on this channel. I really had no idea what to expect here, and even after playing for a few hours, that never seemed to change. Like, the story is far too complicated if you ask me, and so are the controls. I mean, it worked, and I was able to manage, but a smooth experience, this is not. In its defense, I can understand why people like this game. It does deliver a decent special agent feeling, like infiltrating bases and eliminating enemies, but it just loses me when you throw in the flanking enemies and contrived situations. Though, I will admit, it made me laugh. The combination of janky controls and cheap gameplay mechanics had me more often frustrated than actually enjoying myself. And honestly, I hate to have to admit that. I really wish I could say I enjoyed this more than I did, but it just beat me down having to retry so many times on so many levels, literally inching my way through the experience. Perhaps replaying a second time around will be more forgiving, but fuck that. This is honestly reinforced even more due to the overcomplicated story and lackluster ending. I think this game is a prime example of the times, and unfortunately, in my opinion, probably shined a lot brighter back then. Now, I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I have a bit of a channel update for you guys, and a few things to go over. I realize this video took a while, and I want you guys to know I appreciate the patience. I knew the last few months were going to be really busy for me, and I did the best I could to get this done. Unfortunately, I've just been stretched a bit thin lately, and it just sucks. This channel means a lot to me, and I want to maintain a certain level of quality here. So, until I'm able to make this a full-time thing, life is just going to get in the way sometimes. Especially when considering taking on games like this. Does it make it faster, weird old game? Now, on a brighter note, I have officially decided to launch our merch shop. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally here. We've got all kinds of cool stuff to check out, so if any of you guys would like to grab a memento for one of our many adventures, click the link in the description below and check it out. Also, in case some of you guys are wondering, I'll be returning to Just Cause 2, finally, and we'll be announcing other videos shortly, as well as some new streams coming down the pipe. So stay tuned for more to come. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support, and a very special thank you to our patrons. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for what's next, and as always, thanks for watching.